After studying this module, you shall be able to know about the polymerase chain reaction and its forensic importance, real-time PCR, multiplex PCR, primer designing for multiplex PCR, application of PCR techniques in forensic science. Let's start with the introduction. Polymerase chain reaction, also called as the PCR. Carey Mulliez and the members of the human genetics group at the Roche Molecular Systems first described this technique in 1985 due to the ability of the PCR to make millions of copies of a particular DNA sequence in just few hours. It has revolutionized molecular biology. Carey Mulliez was awarded with Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1993 for the invention of PCR. It would have been impossible to analyze many forensic samples without the ability of making millions of copies of the DNA samples. Most of the time, the DNA sample obtained are limited in quality and quantity. Obtaining a concentrated and clean sample is not possible. Since PCR amplification technology is sensitive, rapid and is not limited by DNA quality like other techniques such as the RFLP, that is restriction fragment length polymorphism, etc., it is well suited for forensic DNA sample analysis. A thermal cycler is used to carry out the PCR amplification of target DNA sequence. The real-time polymerase chain reaction, that is quantitative PCR. It is a technique which monitors the amplification of targeted DNA molecule during PCR in real time. This monitoring of DNA molecule during real time makes it different from the conventional PCR. It can be used qualitatively, quantitatively or semi-quantitatively. Quantitative real-time PCR is also known as the qPCR. Detection of PCR products in real-time PCR is done using two methods. First, the non-specific fluorescent dyes intercalating with double-stranded DNA. Second, the sequence-specific DNA probes containing oligonucleotides labeled with fluorescent reporter. Fluorescent reporter helps in detection after hybridization of probe with its complementary sequence. In real-time PCR, the sample is illuminated with the beam of light of a particular wavelength to detect fluorescence emitted by the excited fluorophore. Heating and cooling of samples is performed by thermal cycler. A series of temperature changes takes place in the PCR process which are repeated 25 to 50 times. This technique can be used either non-specific fluorochromes or the hybridization probes. The real-time PCR with double-stranded DNA binding tides as the reporters. The double-stranded DNA in PCR binds to the DNA binding tie which causes fluorescence. Fluorescence intensity at each cycle increases with increase in the DNA product during PCR. The dye will bind to all the PCR products including non-specific PCR products. This binding prevents accurate monitoring of intended target sequence. The same preparation of reaction is done with real-time PCR along with the addition of fluorescent double-stranded DNA dyes. The intensity of the fluorescence is measured after each cycle of the real-time PCR. The fluorescence can be seen only if the dye binds to the double-stranded DNA, that is the PCR product. A pair of primers are needed to carry out the amplification reaction in the real-time PCR. The fluorescent reported probes. Complementary DNA sequence to the probe is detected using the fluorescent reporter probes. Specifically, it is significantly increased in the reported probe. This technique can be used in case of other double-stranded DNA as well. Monitoring of several target sequences can be done in the same tube using differently colored labels, fluorescent probes in multiple assay. The interference caused by the primer dimers is also avoided due to the specificity of this technique. This method relies on a DNA based probe with a fluorescent reporter at one end and a quencher of fluorescence at the opposite end of the probe. Detection of fluorescence cannot take place in case of a close proximity of the quencher to the reporter. 5 to 3 exonuclease activity of the Taq polymerase breaks the probe, which leads to the breakdown of the reporter quencher proximity. This breakdown allows unquenched emission of fluorescence. This fluorescence can be detected after excitation with a laser. An increase in the product targeted by the reporter probe at each PCR cycle causes a proportional increase in the fluorescence due to the breakdown of the probe and the release of the reporter. Following steps are performed in this technique: preparation of the PCR reaction master mix and addition of the reporter probe. Annealing of both probe and primers to the DNA target is carried out during the reaction. The primer initiates the polymerization of the new DNA strand. Degradation of the probe due to 5'3" exonuclease activity of the polymerase takes place as the polymerase reaches the probe. This degradation separates the quencher and the reporter, thereby increasing the fluorescence. Real-time PCR is used to measure the detected fluorescence. Determination of quantification cycles in each reaction is done by analyzing the geometric increase corresponding to exponential increase of the product. The fluorescence reporter probes in the first figure are in intact probes. Reporter fluorescence is quenched. In the other figure, the probes and the complementary DNA strand are hybridized and reporter fluorescence is still quenched. In the third stage of the diagram, during this PCR probe, the probe is degraded by the Taq polymerase and the fluorescent reporter is released. Let us now discuss the various forensic issues. There are various applications of PCR in the field of genetic analysis. PCR can be used for pathogen identification, mutation analysis, template quantification, gene deletion analysis, high throughput SNP genotyping, linkage analysis, diet analysis, RNA detection, and even in forensic analysis. To discriminate one person from the entire world population, genetic fingerprinting is used. Isolation of minute samples of DNA from the crime scene are compared with the suspect sample or the DNA database. PCR helps in the amplification of the DNA, thereby giving conclusive results. DNA fingerprinting is also used for paternity testing, in which an individual is matched with their close relatives. Testing of the DNA from unidentified human remains is done and then compared with parents, sibling, or any close relative. Multiplex PCR is one of the most commonly used method in forensic science. Let's study multiplex PCR. Multiplex PCR is a widespread molecular biology technique for amplification of multiple targets in a single PCR experiment. In a multiplexing assay, more than one target sequence can be amplified using multiple primer pairs in a reaction mixture. As an extension to the practical use of PCR, this technique has the potential to produce considerable savings in time and effort within the laboratory without compromising on the utility of the experiment. The different types of multiplex PCR. Multiplexing reactions can be broadly divided into two categories. First, the single template PCR reaction. This technique uses a single template which can be a genomic DNA along with several pairs of forward and reverse primers to amplify the specific regions within a template. Second, multiple template PCR reaction. It uses multiple templates and several primer sets in the same reaction tube. Presence of multiple primers may lead to cross hybridization with each other and the possibility of mispriming with other templates. The primer designing parameters for the multiplex PCR. Designing of specific primer set is essential for the successful multiplex reaction. The important primer design considerations described below are key to the specific amplification with the high yield. First, the primer length. Multiplex PCR assays involve designing of large number of primers, hence it is required that the designer primer should be of appropriate length. Usually, the primers of short length in the range of 18 to 22 bases are used. Second, the melting temperature. Primers with the similar TM, that is the melting temperature preferably between 55 to 60 degrees Celsius are used. For sequences with the higher GC content, primers with a high melting temperature, that is 75 to 80 degrees Celsius are recommended. A variation in this melting temperature of between 3 to 5 degrees Celsius is acceptable for primers used in the pool. Third, the specificity. It is important to consider the specificity of design primers to the target sequences while preparing a multiplex assay, especially since competition exists between multiple target sequences are in a single PCR reaction tube. Fourth, avoid the primer dimer formation. The design primers should be checked for formation of primer dimers with all the primers present in the reaction mixture. Dimerization leads to a reduced yield and a non-specific amplification. All other parameters are similar to the standard PCR primer design guidelines. The advantages of this multiplex PCR. First, internal controls. The potential problems in a simple PCR include false negatives due to reaction failure or false positives due to contamination. The false negatives are often revealed in multiplex assays because each amplicon provides an internal control for the other amplified fragments. Second, efficiency. The expense of reagents and the preparation time is less in multiplex PCR than in systems where several tubes of uniplex PCRs are used. A multiplex reaction is ideal for conserving costly polymerase and templates in short supply. Third, indication of template quality. The quality of template may be determined more effectively in multiplex than in a simple PCR reaction. Indication of template quantity. The exponential amplification and the internal standards of multiplex PCR can be used to assess the amount of a particular template in a sample. To quantitate templates accurately by the multiplex PCR, the amount of reference template, the number of reaction cycles and the minimum inhibition of the theoretical doubling of product for each cycle must be accounted. The advantages we have studied. Now, we will study the applications of multiplex PCR. Pathogen identification, high throughput SNP genotyping, mutation analysis, gene deletion analysis, template quantification, linkage analysis, RNA detection, forensic studies. Now students, let us study the summary of the entire module. Carey Mulliez and the members of the human genetics group at the Roche Molecular Systems first described this technique in 1985. A thermal cycler is used to carry out the real-time PCR. Polymerase chain reaction, that is PCR, is of great importance to DNA typing laboratories. PCR DNA amplification technology is sensitive, rapid and is not limited by the DNA quality like other techniques such as the RFLP, which is the restriction fragment length polymorphism. It is well suited for forensic DNA sample analysis. Real-time PCR is a technique which monitors the amplification of the targeted DNA molecule during PCR in real time and can be used qualitatively, quantitatively or semi-quantitatively. Quantitative real-time PCR is also known as the qPCR. In real-time PCR, the sample is illuminated with the beam of light of a particular wavelength to detect fluorescence emitted by the excited fluorophore. Double-stranded DNA in the PCR binds to the DNA binding dye which causes fluorescence. Fluorescence intensity at each cycle increases with the increase in DNA product during PCR. Only a pair of primers are needed to carry out the amplification reaction in real-time PCR. This is the main advantage as it has been compared to the other PCR techniques. Complementary DNA sequence to the probe is detected using fluorescent reporter probes. Specificity significantly increases when a reported probe is used for detection. An increase in the product targeted by the reporter probe at each PCR cycle causes a proportional increase in fluorescence due to the breakdown of the probe and the release of the reporter. By addition of more than one primer set to the reaction mixture, more than one region can be copied simultaneously by the polymerase chain reaction. When two or more regions of DNA are amplified simultaneously, then it is known as the multiplex PCR or multiplexing. Since in multiplex PCR, several primer annealing events occur simultaneously without interference from each other, it becomes more of a challenge than the single plex reactions. PCR products yields in the form of STR peak height and evaluation of its performance is done at optimal annealing temperature like 59 degrees Celsius and 2 to 4 degrees less or high like the 55 degrees Celsius, 57 degrees Celsius, 61 degrees Celsius or the 63 degrees Celsius. Differences, if any, would be noted according to the optimal annealing temperature. As compared to the single plex reactions, concentration of D-NTPs, that is the deoxynucleotides and magnesium chloride are slightly increased in the multiplex PCR. Using PCR or subsequent analysis of PCR products, mutations and small deletions in genes can be detected by multiple assays. Various type of mutations like point mutation, 4-base deletion, etc. can be detected using multiplex reactions. For mapping, disease linkage, gender determination and DNA typing, repetitive DNA polymorphism are multiplexed. For estimating diseases, linkage multiplexes of close repeats are used, whereas for identification of individuals, chromosomally unlinked repeats are used. Using PCR analysis for bacteria is advantageous since culturing of pathogen is lengthy or sometimes impossible. Multiplexes of bacteria help in distinguishing the species or strains of the same genus to indicate the presence of phylogenetically or epidemiologically similar or environmentally associated bacteria. An amplicon of sequence is included.